Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and this is day 17 of the 80 Days to Your Dream Body course. Today's protein source is going to be sardines, and today is a chest training workout. And the theme for today's workout is assisted PNF stretching. So right now, I'm going to be demonstrating how to perform contract relax PNF stretching. Now let's get started. And while we were resting, we are going to continue with our PNF demonstration. And now I've been showing you how to perform assisted PNF stretching on a client or patient. I'm going to be showing you this time how to perform it on yourself. We're going to be going through all of the stretches that I've already shown you, and I'm not going to be going over every single muscle and saying which one you've stretched because it's going to take way too long. So if you need to recall which muscles are being stretched, just go back to those older videos. But first, if we want to focus on stretching the hip extensors, we want to take the hip into flexion. So for this one, we are going to be in a supine position, meaning we're going to be laying down on our back. If we want to focus on the fibers that run straight down to the middle, what we would do is we would just take the hands, grasp them underneath the hamstrings muscle, and we would go into straight flexion. We would inhale, contract the muscle by pushing into our hands, and then on the exhale, take it deeper into the stretch. If we wanted to start incorporating different angles, what we could do is the same concept as what we did with the client or patient. If we want to target more the medial compartment of the posterior fibers of the hip, what we would do is go in 30-degree increments. So we could take the leg out 30 degrees, same thing. We would stretch, inhale, push, exhale, relax. Then we would go down to 60 degrees. For 60 degrees, you could either go over, you could go with both hands, or you could just go one hand at a time. You would inhale, push, exhale, relax. And then at 90 degrees, same thing. You would just put your leg straight down to the bottom. You would go ahead and pull up as high as you can. And then once you can't go any farther, you would inhale, contract the hamstring by pushing the foot away from you, and then exhaling and pulling that thigh close to your body. That's going to target more of the medial compartment of the posterior aspect of the femur. Next, if we want to target more the lateral, we would, instead of going into abduction, we would go into adduction, adduction. So we would go across. Same thing, we would inhale at a 30-degree adduction, and then inhale, push, exhale, relax. To get a little bit more of the lateral compartment, we would go to 60 degrees. Inhale, push, exhale, relax. And then to get the final one, we would go to 90 degrees. So for this one, take the knee as close to your chest as you can. You would inhale, push, and then exhale, relax. So on the inhale, you're always going into hip extension. On the exhale, you're pulling yourself more into flexion to get a stretch on the extensors. Then, if we wanted to focus on the medial and lateral hip rotators, for these ones over here, there's a few different positions and the concept is going to be the same. If we want to target more of the medial rotators, we're going to go into lateral rotation. So if we wanted to target the medial rotators, what we could do is first, to get it 30 degrees, we're going to be in a supine position. We're going to drape the leg over. We're going to go into lateral rotation so we could stretch the medial rotators. And then we would use this hand as our PNF. So we would inhale, lift up to the sky, exhale, sink down toward the floor. And then if we wanted to target the lateral rotators, we would go into medial rotation. So we would put the leg out, go into medial rotation, inhale, push up, exhale, sink down deeper. Then, if we wanted to target the medial at 60 degrees, we would go on to the elbows. At the elbows, we got the knee flexed to 90 degrees. And same thing, we would go into lateral to target the medial. So we're pushing our knee down to the ground. We would inhale, push the knee up to the sky. Exhale, push deeper and get deeper into lateral rotation of the femur. If we wanted to target the lateral rotators, we would go into medial rotation. So we're on the elbows. We would push up to the sky. Inhale, and then exhale, press down. Then we would get up on the hands to get to 90 degrees. 90 degrees, if we want to target the medial rotators, what we would do, again, leg over, go down into lateral rotation, inhale, push up, exhale, sink deeper. If we want to target the lateral rotators, inhale, push up, exhale, sink deeper. And then finally, if we want to go to 120 degrees, we're going to be in a tall seated position, drape the leg over, inhale, push up, exhale, sink deeper into the stretch. If we want to target the lateral rotators of the hip, we would go in, inhale, push up, exhale, get down to the ground. And that is how you would perform PNF stretching on yourself if you wanted to focus on the hip extensors and the medial and lateral rotators of the hip. But our time is way overdue. Time for set number 5. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.